Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the best center builds in NBA 2K22 Next Gen after patch. Now, a lot of you guys are probably clicking on the video wondering why I'm making a video titled after patch for centers. It's not like you dribble the ball or anything. I believe as a big man, you're tied at the hip to your guard. If your guard can't get open as easy from the perimeter, he's going to need to drive a little bit more. With that happening, you need to probably be able to shoot the ball a little bit more, unless your guard is still really good at getting open from three off your screens. However, like I said, we're probably leaning more toward the poppers in this video, but I do want to still say I'm totally still vouching for inside bigs. They're not completely dead. I just will say I think it's a little bit more casual friendly to have a popper or an outside big man. It already was in the first place too. It really does coexist with driving dunk pretty well. On top of that too, I want to talk about defensively, how you're tied at the hip to your lockdown. And this right here, in my opinion, is the best lockdown build in the game. However, if you're talking 3v3 in the park, having two of these guys right here is really, really fire. And then if you're someone who likes to play rec or pro-am, this is still a really, really good four build, or power forward if you will, where you can absolutely play crazy passing lanes. You still have really good defensive versatility. And in terms of the park, this build right here, it really just is nasty. If you have two of them at the 2 and the 3 for 3v3, or even for 2s if you want to run at the 1 and the 2, it's really glitchy. So I already have talked about this build a lot on my channel. I will save this for the last. We have a glitchy 6'11" metric build that shows up at 7 foot, but it has 6'11" stats, and it's really, really good, I must say. This is really a great tall big if you want to play for like park 3s and 2s, whatever the case may be. I don't know if this features in the best as the 5 in Pro-Am by any means. I think for the Pro-Am at the 5 spot or rec, you really want one of these 7'3s or 7'2s right here. So we have an outside 7'2 and an inside 7'3. We're going to start with these two builds right here. They're pretty basic and easy to understand. It's no metric system involved or anything like that. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try to 1,000 likes. Alright, so like I said, first and foremost, we're going to start with the 7'3" pure inside. This is going to be pretty basic, like I said. 7'3", 237 on the weight, 99 rebound, Hall of Fame rebound chaser included with that. 8'1" wingspan. We don't care about the ball handle or the 3-point rating or the mid-range if we're going with the pure inside, so you may as well max out your wingspan completely, entirely. We're not going to do that on the 7'2", but we'll save that for a couple minutes from now. So first and foremost, I just want to talk about how glitchy it is at 7'3" to have 99 close shot, 99 standing dunk, and all types of crazy stuff like 99 offensive rebound included. We still have really good block rating, interior defense for that Hall of Fame brick wall, 85 pass accuracy for the gold bullet passer. The list goes on. And even on top of that too, if you create this build as a rebirth, this is what I did too. You can follow my footsteps if you'd like to. If you make this build as a rebirth, it actually is going to give you 1 out of 0 shooting badges. Now, if you hit level 39 in 2 seasons, you could actually put your 2 extra shooting badges on, and boom, just like that, you have silver slippery off ball. Now, if you don't want to do that, I feel like it's a little bit of a waste. You could actually just go ahead and leave it as the 1 out of 0, and then boom, just like that, you can run bronze slippery off ball for free. It's really crazy. It's only for rebirth builds, though. I just want to give you guys a quick disclaimer on that. So, otherwise, 65 plus driving dunk. It's going to give us the quick drops off 1 for the animation package, bronze limitless takeoff. We do want at least silver in most situations, but at 7'3" you can't really control that. And again, I really do want to vouch for that 7'3" if you're going with a pure inside. It is hard, super hard to contest these bigs. I mean, even like dudes who make 7'2", 7'1s, 7-footers, it's really hard to defend those 7'3s on the interior. Even a 7'3 matched up on a 7'3 is even a perfect situation. It's very tough, super difficult to defend these dudes on the interior. With 99 close shot and Hall of Fame mouse in the house, grace under pressure, I mean, even if you go up with a horrible take and don't get a dunk, it's still very likely you go in terms of it's going to be hard to contest it. And even if they do contest it, it's likely still going in unless it's like 40 plus or 50 plus. Now, in terms of the rebounding, if you're a pure inside, you definitely want your offensive rebound maxed out. It's as simple as that. You're likely going to be around the hoop a whole lot and super often, and off of screens, you're going straight to the hoop no matter what the situation is. If the point guard puts the shot up, you're going toward the hoop. Simple as that. In a popper situation, you're probably flaring out to the perimeter a little bit more, so it's not super paramount. If you want to have like offensive rebound, I think D-board is way more important on a popper, but for a true inside, O-board is a must-have at 99 if you ask me, and it's super glitchy too. As far as the strength goes, I know a lot of people have maybe critiqued that in terms of it's more so the casuals that ask me about stuff like that, and there's no problem with you guys asking stuff like that either. But with 67 strength, I really don't think it's that much of a problem, considering you could still run silver back down punisher and silver drop stepper very manageably, and you could still like push people around like crazy in the paint. And then on top of that too, you're probably running the Hall of Fame brick wall for the offensive reasons, and this still functions in with you resisting back downs on defense. And with Hall of Fame brick wall, people cannot move you that easy, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're 7'3", I encourage people to try and move you around in the paint. And it's really just gonna be useless if you ask me. Super ineffective. They should never be doing stuff like that in the first place, trying to back down a 7-3. I mean, you got 98 block with 95 interior defense, Hall of Fame brick wall, intimidator, rim protector, all types of stuff like that. You can defend yourself super easily, and then with those 2 badges on with back down punisher and drop stepper, you can still move people around in the paint manageably if they're a little bit smaller than you. So with this, we have 2 different takeover options. It's only going to be rim and glass. Now, me personally, I like see the future, box out wall, and stuff blocks. I really don't like any other takeover options. Paint intimidation is maybe valid, but I don't really like it either way. I like the situation where you can maybe get really good swap blocks and chase down blocks, all types of stuff like that. And overall, the 2 glass takeovers are pretty good as well. I don't think glass clearing dimes is worth it at all. Again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the useless stuff in this video, but in my opinion, these are going to be the really good takeover options. See the future, box out wall, and stuff blocks. All right, so next up we have the popper, 7'2", 226 on the weight, 7'11" wingspan. I did mess up the body shape. You can put this to built. I would definitely prefer all your bigs to be built, but I don't really think it matters at the end of the day. Overall though, I do like the body shape being bigger. I have a maybe myth that it helps with screens and stuff like that too, and you're a little bit bigger for the box outs. So overall, I would just prefer built on everything. If you can go burly, hey, so be it, but honestly, you got to be super heavy on the weight for that, to the point where it's not even really convenient, honestly. But either way, 7'2", 226 on the weight, 7'11" wingspan. We're going down 1 tick from the maximum to be able to get that 80 mid range. For the 80 mid, this is very key for poppers. You're gonna be able to get the Hall of Fame sniper. It's super convenient. And then we want to go up on the weight just a little bit. You don't really lose anything in terms of the attributes. And with this, you have really good speed for the height. I mean, 7'2" with this speed is crazy. And also the vertical 2 at 7'3", it's really ridiculous. Now, what you also could do is up the weight even further to the point where you get the 99 rebound rating. But honestly, as a popper, I don't know that it's super important, to be honest with you. Like, I really don't think 99 rebound rating is necessary unless you are a true inside big, in which case you need to dog out on the rebounds. You need to absolutely bully people on that stuff. So with this though, you're gonna be floating around the 3-point line a whole lot more often, where O boards really don't matter that much, and D boards are pretty simple. You can just steal with box out and just go for the rebound. It's really as simple as that. I think gold rebound chaser is plenty fine, in which case if you have 91 on either of these ratings, you get that as well. We do still have really glitchy block rating, still 60 plus steal, which is what we want for that silver interceptor. Like I said, perimeter defense still pretty solid, 95 interior defense for the Hall of Fame brick wall. It's really the same principles of what we just showed with the 7'3", except this one right here can shoot. Now we are lacking a little bit in the finishing aspect, and obviously we take a little bit of a hit on the rebounding as well. So all of that considered, this build might just be better overall than the 7'3". It's just like I said, you don't have elite rebounding and you don't have elite interior finishing. But honestly, at 7'2", it's still pretty glitchy. Let's be completely honest. I mean, 90 close shot with 90 standing dunk is still pretty good. 70 driving dunk is still pretty nice as well. Real quick, one little edit on this too. I just want to mention, I didn't create the original build with this, but I did kind of just stumble upon the fact that this can actually get silver limitless takeoff too. So at 7'2", you're still going to be able to have the best quick drops off 1 animations possible. So that's very convenient as well. I do think you want a little bit of post control, but it's not super necessary on this build. I don't think you're going to do a whole lot of banging out down low. You really just more so want to be able to pop, and then when times you want to mash the paint, it's more so going to be off the pick and rolls where it's going to be super easy for you to get to, and then at that point you probably don't have to work your way into the post with this build. I think this is more so you just catch it and then work out down low. You don't really need the post control super high, but you want it to a point where you're not just going to get plucked every single time you have it down there. So with this, we have 75 3-pointer, 80 mid-range. It's going to be good enough for silver corner specialist, bronze catch and shoot, silver hot zone hunter, and then Hall of Fame sniper. Now, this isn't perfect. It's not like a super dream build in terms of shooting, but if you want to compare it to the 7'3", I mean, this is really, really nice to have that 80 mid-range. You can still do so on a 7'3", but it's super inconvenient. You have to be really slow, and overall, it's just not worth it if you ask me. With this build right here, though, 80 mid-range, again, 21 shooting badges, 24 finishing, 15 playmaking, 35 defense. It's very well-rounded, and its speed and vertical and acceleration are really ridiculous for this build. The one downside to it, though, is that you are an outside big, and you don't have sharp takeover as an option. So with that, I would just recommend going double stuff blocks, or maybe if you want to go paint intimidation and stuff blocks. The reason for that is you're going to be neglecting one side of the court when it comes to the glass takeover, where if you're popping out and staying on the 3-point line a whole lot, it's not very often you're going to be in the O-board situation like I was talking about. So if you want to utilize it in that aspect and you plan to actually crash boards on offense when you have glass take on, I would say definitely go for See the Future or something like that. I think it's really convenient. But if you're going to be a very heavy popper and staying on the 3-point line on offense very often, I would probably just say to run double stuff blocks or just any double rim take in general. Definitely makes a whole lot of sense to do that if you ask me. All right, now buckle up because this is where stuff gets complicated. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to come out to the menu, go to features, settings, boom, simple as that. Now come down to the point where it says units of measurement. You're going to switch this from, it's going to be imperial, but switch it to metric. So as simple as that. It really doesn't require a whole lot of setup. Now, This is just for the 7-footer. Now that 6'9" gets complicated. I'll be honest with you guys, I will do a very quick run through. I get a little bit tired of doing it, but I don't want to have you guys jumping from video to video and having to look up my other ones in terms of how to do it. So we'll just do a quick little 1.5-minute tutorial on how to make this 2.05 build right here for the super glitchy one. But right here, we're going to explain the 2.12. All right, so now that you have the settings down, the rest of it is pretty simple. We're going to come and I'm just going to go ahead and showcase to you guys how to do this. It's going to be, you're going to go to power forward. Boom, set up whatever handness and jersey number that you want. It's 2.12 on the height. Now, here's the thing that we'll talk about, right? So you're going to see if we go minimum weight and max wingspan. If we come up on the weight 1, it's not the exact same situation of what we want. Now, I just want to showcase to you guys how glitchy this becomes, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go up to 2.13, then come back down to 2.12. So just watch all the ratings. We have 82 driving dunk. We have 88 rebound ratings. We don't want that stuff. 83 gives us gold limitless takeoff for the driving dunk rating. And then 91 gives us the gold rebound chaser as well, that we really do want. So you're going to watch. I'm going to go up to 2.13. Now watch as I come back down. So I maximize the wingspan once again. And now all of a sudden we have 91 rebound ratings with 83 driving dunk. And we only lose 1 speed. It does change ratings though. You can see it's not the same. I'm going to the minimum weight and it's not letting me get 75 speed. If you want the speed over the gold rebound chaser, so be it. If you want that and not having the 83 driving dunk, so be it as well. I just will say, I think this right here is the best way to set up possible with it. And the metric system gets glitchy, man. I gotta say that. And you will see that in the video after this build right here. The 6'9", I gotta tell you guys, you're in for something if you've never seen it before. So anyway, I just want to come over to the build that I have fully completed. Again, it's 2.12 and you want to go up and then back down to the 2.12 and then boom, just like that, you have these stats right here. So with that, we're going to go ahead and do this with the 88 interior defense. It's boom, just enough for the gold brick wall. You have really good ball handle with this as well, and also the speed with ball is pretty good too. Now, if you want to flex some things, say you don't want the super high driving layup and you want more so into speed with ball or something like that, or you want the 98 block ratings to make rim protector cost 5 instead of 6, you can go ahead and do so. It's perfectly fine. I'm not sitting here like having you guys completely copy and paste this build. You can make the flexes and make the tweaks to whatever area you want. Again, we have the 45 mid-range. If you want to get that silver slippery off ball and put the extra badge points into it, it is what it is. But even if you don't, you get the bronze slippery off ball for free if it's a rebirth build, the 1 out of 0. It's super glitchy. It's really cool, honestly, too. So with that, we have the 83 driving dunk. Once again, it's gold limitless takeoff. That's very nice to have. I gotta say, just any situation you can get limitless takeoff higher, it's really, really nice. Now, unfortunately, super unfortunately, we cannot get 84 driving dunk on this build. I know some of you guys out there may want that for the contact dunk packages. You may have to go with like an actual 6'10" and like super low on the weight, super high on the wingspan type of a build to be able to get that. Unfortunately, with this one, we can't do it, but I really do think the gold limitless takeoff is pretty nice to have. If we could have that though, this build would be an absolute freak. Like this would be able to ISO and run pick and roll, mash in the paint, all types of crazy stuff like that. If you want to make a 6'10" for that reason, hey, more power to you. But I really do believe that 7-footer right here is really glitchy, to be honest with you. So 97 block rating, really good perimeter D and steal rating. 88 interior D, like I said, for the gold brick wall, it's just enough. And then gold rebound chaser as well, just enough. 91 rebound rating. With this, we have 74 speed, 85 vertical. I mean, this is crazy. It gets all types of contact dunk packages for the bigs, like the elite and the pro contact dunk packages for the big man. And then with that, we still have 82 post control, 34, 18, and 35 for the badge counts. This looks really, really good. And I gotta say, this is one of the builds that I have myself. The 6'11" and like 3/4 is what this is. It reads as 7-footer, but the 7-foot metric build that we have right here is super glitchy. It can really still handle the ball too. I mean, it's really nice. If there's anything else worth mentioning, it gets silver glue hands and silver unpluckable too. It's just enough ball handle for the silver unpluckable and 18 playmaking badges. It does have bronze quick first step as well. Also really cool as well. I mean, you only have 52 speed with ball. If you want to go up on this a little bit more, like I said, that's perfectly fine. But overall, I think this looks really good. It does get post takeover on top of the typical 2 with the rim and glass. So just keep in mind, I don't really think post takeover is worth running that much, but it's still an option that's there for you. I've never even used it myself, to be completely honest, but either way, like I said, it's still there. All right, so now for this super glitchy 6'9" demigod right here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the process step by step. If you've already seen this on my channel like literally 4 or 5 times by now, feel free to just fast forward to the next point, or you know, this is in the video. So if you made it to this point, put 6'9" in the comments again to show your support to made it to this point in the video. And if this is where you leave off, hey, appreciate you guys watching. But again, I do want to show all the new viewers or anything like that how to create this build, so we're gonna do it pretty quickly because again, I don't like how I'm putting super extra length on all the videos. So just to make it as simple as possible for you guys, I'm just going to show you the process and not explain anything other than that. I'm just going to keep it very simple. So You're gonna want to make it a shooting guard. Left hand, you don't even have to do left hand. You can do whatever handness and jersey number you want. It has to be a shooting guard though. And with that, you want to go to 6'3" on the height, 220 on the weight, and then 7-foot wingspan. You're also gonna go burly on the body shape. It's really interesting that you can do this, but anyway. After that, you just set it up with all those stats. If you have any questions, or you just didn't really catch the drift, feel free to just rewind it. Now, from this point forward, you can just max out literally any attribute rating you want. You're just getting this through here. It does not matter what you put on the attribute ratings. It doesn't matter what you put for the takeover options. I'm just spamming A on advanced gathers, and it's as simple as that. You're going to have a different build title than me probably, depending on what you upgraded for your attribute ratings. It doesn't matter. All you got to do, boom, come out to edit build. You're going to press B, come all the way back. You can see this is where we have the save file right here, right in front of that sink, as you can see. Now, I'm being way too specific, but you can see 6'3", 220, and this is the build that we're talking about. Now, you want to come out to the features, go to settings, and then boom, you're going to scroll down to the metric system. You're going to change it from the Imperial to metric. It's as simple as that. Like I said, I'm making no cuts or anything like that. I'm trying to show you guys how basic and simple this is when you do it as fast as I can in terms of like understanding, where to find everything. So now after that, you have the shooting guard 1.91, 100 pounds. Like I said, it's right in front of that sink. This is the exact build file that I was just showcasing. Now, we have the exact position, handness, jersey number that we already just set. All right, so now with the height, if you scroll over to the right, it's going to say, editing this will reset your attributes. Are you sure you want to continue? Go ahead and just hit continue. Boom. Now you're going to scroll all the way over to 2.05. And just like that, now you're at like 6'8" and 3/4. It's pretty much 6'9". It reads as 6'9". And with this, you're going to see we have glitchy attribute ratings. It has 90 perimeter defense and 90 steal rating with 95 block, 94 defensive rebound, and still has 79 speed. That is insane, bro. You cannot achieve these defensive attribute ratings on any other build. This combo is ridiculous. Now, really quick, to make this in the big man version, if you ask me, this is how I made my own one as well. For the silver brick wall, you need 76 interior defense. So for that, we're going to go ahead and go to the absolute minimum weight that you can do while still having 76 interior D, because you can see if we go up one more, we lose the speed. We don't want that. So with this, we're going to go to 91 kg, and just like that, you have 76 interior defense. It's going to allow you to get the silver brick wall. All right, so now where you guys go from there, I'm going to leave up to you entirely. It's a blank slate that I wanted to create for you. What makes it so glitchy is just the makeup of the actual metric 6'9" of all the glitch that you did right there. It allows you to have that 90 steal rating while still having 95 block. That's literally something you're never going to find on any other build in this game. I mean, maybe a 6'7", but I mean, either way, on a 6'7", you're obviously smaller. You don't have great rebound ratings. You still have pretty much the same speed as this on a 6'7" as well. And overall with this, it's super glitchy to be this tall and so long of a wingspan while still having that crazy steal rating. So anyway, what makes this so like kind of up to you is I made it with this right here. I made it with 0 standing dunk. I'm not finding a whole lot of problem with it. However, it is very frustrating in those situations where my point guard hits me late on a slip or a roll, and it's way too late for me to go up with a like contested layup or a standing dunk or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's a horrible take. I don't have any means of actually getting a standing dunk animation. I have not tested this myself, so I just want to let you guys know it's not backed up by me on an actual test. However, 40 standing dunk does get you an under basket dunk animation. So if you want to try that yourself, maybe create a build just to test it and go ahead and just, go into the pro-am arena and try to dunk with 40 standing dunk and see if you can put the animation on and still do it. Then boom, just like that, you're firing off a standing dunk every time you're open. And that's very convenient. I must say that's super convenient. And with this, we do lack a little bit of finishing badge count. It's only 12. We still have the Hall of Fame sniper. It's going to be a decent pass accuracy with only silver bullet passer. But what makes this build so glitchy is the fact that you still have silver brick wall and you can set screens while still being a super elite perimeter defender, 90 steal rating, and on top of that, like we said, the Intimidator buff, 95 block rating, gets you the Hall of Fame Intimidator. Combine that with 88 perimeter D, or if you minimize the weight on this entirely, it's 90 perimeter D. Combine the 90 perimeter D with 95 block rating in the Hall of Fame Intimidator. That is insane, bro, for this patch right here. And with this, we still have Hall of Fame Chase Down Artist and Gold Rim Protector. We don't get the Hall of Fame Rim Protector. It's too short of it, but either way, we do only have the rebound ratings at 92 and 84. I will mention to you guys too, from my own personal perspective with this, I haven't exactly loved the rebound ratings on this. Also, while we're on this topic of how incomplete the build is in terms of, trying to get it shooting, if you ever wanted to make it without shooting, once again, like I said, with the rebirth, you would still have the bronze slippery off ball without putting any shooting badge points into it. You can actually get this with post takeover at 6'9", and like I said, you still have all the glitchy, super crazy defensive attribute ratings, silver brick wall, all types of stuff like that, 90 steal rating, and again, I mean, I cannot stress all this stuff enough. 78 speed, 84 vertical. We could go even higher on this if you wanted to, but either way, 84 close shot, it still gives us the gold grace under pressure. We have 89 driving layup, 94 driving dunk, 90 standing dunk, 85 post control. I mean, 85 pass accuracy too. We can actually put that up. Overall, it's a lot easier to be able to have more filled out finishing and playmaking stuff if you don't have shooting. So if you want to go with something like this, go ahead and do so. I do have one more glitchy way I can set this up for you guys, so I just want to show that. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. But either way, with this build right here, you have the options of going with lock, rim, glass, or post takeover. So I'm going to create this real quick and go ahead and just edit this. All right, so what you want to do is you want to change your height system back from metric to imperial, the regular, 6'9", 202 instead of, like the meters and kg and stuff like that. You want to go back to this regular version. Now, what you can do is you can go back in to edit it, and with this, you can actually get it to a really glitched, really weird weight. We're going to be able to get 89 O board while still having that 78 speed. So normally, if you have the 89 O board, it's going to make you have 77 speed. But because we can be a little bit more specific with the weight now, instead of the kg, which is, moving in smaller increments, with this, it's more kind of up to you with what you want to do with it. So we can go to 203 on this. It's going to allow us that 89 O board. Now with this, it actually allows us to have an extra defense badge point. Just to clarify, the only reason I went with 84 O board and 92 D board originally is because that's all we could do in terms of getting that max badge point. It was like 35. With this, we can get 36. And then on top of that too, it's even more reasonable for why you want to upgrade your rebound rating all the way to this point. So now, if we want to go with one that doesn't have shooting, this is very reasonable to do so, because now we have a little bit more, leeway with it, where if we're trying to do shooting, it's really frustrating to put that all together. If you ask me, it doesn't have anything higher than like 73 speed with ball, so I just go to 70 anyway. Same with ball handle. I mean, it just makes sense to come down to these like attribute thresholds. So now again, boom, 85 pass accuracy. We're gonna make it just a fast forward here. All right, now with this one, I just made it with no slippery off ball with rebirth. I mean, you can make it with it and flex it however you want. You need 40 mid range for it. I'll just put it like that. But either way, this one right here, 90 standing dunk, 94 driving dunk, 84 driving layup, 84 close shot. I mean, overall, it's really, really well rounded. And I mean, it looks really good on defense and offense. And I mean, with this, really elite rebound ratings, 89 and 96 instead of 84 and 92. So overall, your decision. Now, with this, same takeover options, lock, rim, glass, and post. But anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try to 1,000 likes. And again, this is just to kind of showcase, and I hate when this builder does this, but this is just kind of showcase what I was talking about in this video. The 6'9", super mobile, really versatile build right here. The 7-footer that is kind of, like I said, a glitched 6'11" that has kind of 6'10" stats to an extent. It's really, really interesting. These builds are really exotic and white and weird, but that's why I wanted to save them toward the end. I feel like the casuals maybe just wanted more builds like this, where it's 7'3", it's very easy to set up. Super true inside big man. I mean, it's very basic, like it's very easy to understand. 7'2" popper, again, very easy to understand, pretty well built, I will say too. I think if I had to power rank these builds, I would say I think the 6'9" is by far the most glitchy. The 7-footer is really nice too, and then the outside is more so built toward this new meta, in my opinion, of how like it's going to be hard for these guards to really get themselves open from 3. And this one right here, it's very decent as long as you can work with like a guard that can actually shoot the ball and get himself open off your screens. So anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and like I said, if you made it to the end of the video, put 6'9", or in this situation, because I already made that the earlier comment, if you made it to that point, put 7 foot in the comments if you made it to this point in the video at the very end. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and take it easy, man. Peace.